Hello and welcome again to River Valley Farm. If this little turd right here will be quiet, we'll get down to doing something. Anyway, thanks for coming back and watching again, guys. We are doing more to the OBS 7.3. Same day I finished the steering column, but I had to kind of stop because that video was already really long, or getting long. At the end of that one, I was discussing the noise that it was making the other day when we first started it back up, and went over the alternator, idler pulley, so on and so forth. And anyway, yeah, we went through everything, checked to make sure we had all the bearings were good, so on, so forth. Everything seemed to be happy with that. So now I need to put the belt back on, and then we are going to tear into getting that thermostat housing fixed so it won't leak anymore. I showed in a previous video anyway that I went ahead and bought the one from Napa because I knew what I was getting, and it was like half the cost. So we have a new seal and a new thermostat neck. So that's what we are up to right now. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I said, let me get this belt put back on, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so obviously belt's back on, everything looks happy with that. Next up on the list, we're going to take this hose off and take that out, see what we got going here. Alright, so we got our hose off out of the way. There's 3 bolts in this little piece right here. This one on the back side is the worst one there is on this anyway. I have screwed up one of them in this truck already. I had to put a water pump on it about, shoot, I don't even know, probably 4 or 5 years ago now. I put a water pump on this truck, and I screwed up one of those bolts when I did that then, one of the factory bolts. But anyway, as I said, these 3 little bolts are kind of a booger. They're in. The water pump is an aluminum housing, so gotta be careful with them. And then my ratchet decides to mess up. They don't make good small ratchets anymore, I tell you they don't. Let me go get a different ratchet. Alright, so the other ratchet has been found. This little bolt back here, you can really screw it up if you don't get on it square and bring it out nice and gentle and everything else. And it's really easy to drop too. That's always fun. Okay, so that little bolt is not made out of much, but it's very, very important. And boy, I hope this wind is blowing this storm system out of here. I don't know how much rain we got, but it's way more than we needed. Anyway, that's kind of beside the point right now, I guess. There we go. But hey, isn't that what most people with farm in the name of their channel do? Sit around and complain about the weather. Oh. I'm happy to say it doesn't affect me as much, but I would like for it to. So I guess I'm just as dumb, if not dumber than they are. But anyway, here we go. Last bolt. Because you like to make noise. That's why you're saying bomber, 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 huh? No? Then why? Well, there's more coolant in there than I thought there was. Great, now I need a bucket. Okay, so a little turd here was so kind as to go get me this bucket so we could drain the water out of this thing. Now I just got to remember where to drain it from, other than just starting the flood everywhere. Oh, there's the drain right there, which is probably still going to make a mess. But anyway, that little white thing up there towards the top right hand side, left hand side of the screen, that's the drain right there. So let's drain it, if it will. Come on. There we go, we're draining. Draining. Yeah, we're making a mess everywhere, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well,
Me!
I'm coming after you.
That's what I got off the ground. Now it's trying to head to you too.
Yeah, I know, so we need to find something else. Now I gotta find a hose or something. Hang on. We'll get this done eventually. Okay, so I had not remembered that I needed a piece of hose, so we're just gonna have to do it the hard way here. I'll let it run into the bucket from up here because I think I can catch more of it this way, probably, than I could with the without a piece of hose on the drain. Don't sound like there's that much in there to lose anyway. Nope, wasn't that much in there to lose anyway, so we're good now on that.
More mess.
I know, I'll worry about it later. So I had this apart and tried to seal it up without just going and getting new parts, and well, as you can see, it didn't work. Silicone, never a good idea. The easy way out most of the time makes a bigger mess than just doing it right to begin. It's still on, don't worry. Then just doing it, get down and stop talking, please, okay? Then just doing it right to begin with. So here we are. We got a mess to clean up. Pull our thermostat out. I replaced this when I did the water pump years ago also. It hasn't given any trouble yet, so I'm gonna say we're good on that. But anyway, now we have to clean that area down in there up. Okay, we got to clean up all that excess silicone and other nastiness down there and get rid of that. So sit tight while I clean some parts. Okay, I haven't cleaned parts yet, but we're going to show you what happens to these things. See, this one's all nice and slick and powder coated. Don't take the powder coating off when you put it on, okay? Don't do that. It doesn't do any good when you do that, okay? So over here, I hope it's as visible as I think it is, but you can see that this one is pitted. Like all the way around. See that? That's not good. That's what makes it leak, okay? The powder coating either came off, let's see. I may have scraped it off trying to get it to seal up with silicone. Again, as I said, don't do that either. It's not a good idea. Silicone is a last ditch effort unless there's no gaskets available, and then you can use silicone. But you can see why a billet aluminum piece would probably be better for this. It's got 2 little tack welds inside here. That's all that really holds this tube in, and then it is sweated or soldered or brazed or whatever you want to call it to seal it around this extra tube here. But I mean, it's not really that strong of a design. I've never had trouble with one of these until I took it off the truck. You know, dismounted it from the water pump to do work, either a water pump or the replace a thermostat or something like that. And I've had to do, like I said, 2 water pumps on these things as long as I've been turning wrenches on stuff. And that's quickly approaching 20 years now. So I was around when these things were new, and well, yeah. Anyway, beside the point, stop giving you lessons on my age. These things are just not that strong of a design. They don't really work that well. As I said before, the Super Duty trucks, they have a different, or the belt driven configuration on the front of it's different. Alternator over here, and AC compressor on the other side. So it makes it life a little bit easier as far as what you can do with this thing. Okay, you can just replace this thing with a little short billet aluminum neck, and there was actually a short steel neck that went on the newer style too, as well as this one. This was the neck on the Super Duty trucks, 99 and up trucks with the 7.3 with a dual alternator setup, which is what my O2 has on it. But then that's the one that puts your radiator hose coming out through here. Okay, also not a real good idea. But anyway, you can't even change the serpentine belt on that one without changing or without draining the coolant first. Not a good idea. Anyway, let me get my parts cleaned up and quit yakking, and then we'll put it together and see what happens. All right, so there we have it. Parts are cleaned up, thermostat's in, gasket's in. I'll have to stop your tractor. It's really loud. Okay. So, yeah. Now all we got left to do is put this piece on. Goes just like that. Bolt it in there and hook up the lines, fill it up with water, see if it leaks. Shouldn't leak. It's brand new. Got a brand new piece, brand new gasket. Everything's clean. Should be good. If it don't work, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go buy a water pump. Anyway, let's put it together and see what happens. All right then, so excuse me, we're all put back together. Everything's good for that. Now we're gonna fill it up with plain old water just to get it topped off. Basically, fill it up with water, run it. Probably just let it sit here and run. Actually, I don't know. I may take it. Well, let's sit and run, pressurize, and then we'll see if we're gonna take it for a drive or not. It's already getting dark and late, but anyway. Corblund makes excellent music, but that's not quite YouTube appropriate. So anyway, I wish I had water in this garage, but I don't, so we have to carry water over here in jugs, which is fine. It's only like 50 feet from the house, so. And I guess I really could just run a water hose over here, because well, yeah, like I said, it's only like 50 feet from the house. And I don't think there's any danger of it freezing tonight. It's been like 70 degrees today. Just not quite like January. Okay, so we're full there. Now, one thing I always do, necessary or not, this hose never gets anything in it. So, and of course it doesn't appear to want to burp now either, but anyway, most of the time you can squeeze that hose and get a burp out of it. Not today, I guess. When the system's full, I should say. Now you can hear it's actually like gurgling a little bit, so that's good. And you're always better off too full on water than not full enough, so. Okay, so now, watch the water in the tank there. You can see it move when I squeeze the hose. That means the hose has fluid in it, which is an excellent thing. Now, as I said, better too full than not full enough on water. One thing I need to do is I don't remember the last time I actually did check the oil in this thing. Still full, black but full. So now we'll fire it up, let it run for an hour or so, see what happens. Oh yes, and I'm aware it's a diesel, the oil's going to be black. But anyway, beside the point. Listen, watch, yell if something goes wrong. So yeah, now it's going to be a little bit boring around here. Just going to wait for that to warm up and see what happens. Open the door. So far, so good on leaks, so. Well, we're starting to show some temperature anyway. No leaks yet, that's the main thing. Those marker lights just look really good. I wish it had cab lights on it, but hey, goals, future plans, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much ready to go down the road with this thing. Other than, let's see, how old are these tags? But, you know, they're only due on in March of last year in Nevada. I guess we might want to hold off on that a little bit. But anyway, probably gonna hold off on driving it too far until I actually just go ahead and drain the coolant and, or, well, I don't know. I really need to get it up to temperature, see what it's gonna do. But it can sit here and run and get up to temperature. It will do that. Anyway, I guess that's about it for this segment. We'll see what I feel like doing later. All right, we're back inside. Ended up having to go down the road just about a mile to get it thermostat to open up and everything start flowing normally, so I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, next video we're gonna drain the coolant and drop the oil and change the filters. I guess we'll see what it's going to cost to insure it in the state of Indiana, and then we will go from there. So, probably not too much, or at least I hope it's not too much. But I want it on full coverage, though. I don't like them being on liability, because then if somebody hits you, you don't get your truck back. You don't get any money to replace the truck with. So, anyway. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. Hit the like button, the dislike button, the whatever button. Leave me a comment. Say bye. You say bye?
Yeah.
Good.